Well, thank you for joining me today. And before we tap in today, as always, all the messages that are released on this channel are my truth. That is exactly what it is and what it always will be, and that is my truth. My truth consists of a bunch of experiences that I have gained clarity from, which ultimately took me back to the real me, which is truth. Now, I will not try to convince you that my truth is the gospel. However, my truth is the gospel for me. That does not make it the gospel for you, nor will I try to make it the gospel for you. By me placing these messages on this platform, all I am doing is simply placing breadcrumbs on a path that I have already walked. Now, if you're walking a similar path and you resonate with those breadcrumbs and you decide to follow, that's cool. If not, that's cool as well. My purpose is to assist those who are ready to get out of their own way. Now, so let's tap back in today. And I figure we can go back to another little story time. Because this definitely will help people definitely with understanding how you are attacked spiritually and don't even know it. Because I was, and I didn't even know it. So let's get into it. So this story takes place shortly after I retired. I can't remember the exact time frame on this story. It was shortly after I retired, for sure, though. So I was not on my path yet. So I was lucky to even be able to catch what would happen. I couldn't process it, but I caught it. So, but let's go to get into it. So like I said, I was retired, and this particular time, one of the guys I knew, first, I knew him for quite a while, actually, in the military, and we were stationed together at my first base, and we ended up separating for a little while, then reconnecting again at another base we PCS at together. We were there together, so knew him for quite a while, and so he came to my hometown and with his wife, and I guess she had to go there for something, so I picked him up, and we just hung out for a little bit, and I was taking him back to his hotel. So as I'm taking him back to his hotel, I'm getting off on the exit. And as I'm getting off on the exit, so I'm on the exit lane, and out of nowhere, this dude comes out out of nowhere, right? And I'm literally about to turn, to start looping around off the exit. But I guess he didn't want to miss that, so he really cut me off, right? And as he did it, it just came out. It was like, oh, cracker. So I was like, what? Now, when I said it, I was like, it took me back. So I sat back in my seat, I was like, huh? It's like, what? Because I've never, ever in my entire life said that in my life. So I'm like, what? In my mind, I'm like, what the hell was that? Where the hell did that come from? And at the same time, what took me back was when it was said, it was like something inside of me was like, like it caught someone, right? As that was going on, it was like I felt something that was foreign to me was almost like oh shit, I got caught, like that type deal, right? So that's what really threw me. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. It threw. I couldn't process it because all of it. I was like, first of all, where did that come from? I've never said that. I wouldn't say that. What was going on with that little hunt thing? I was like, so I'm trying to process all this stuff, and I don't have anything to compare it to because I've never heard of anything like this. I never felt anything. I'm like, this is confusing. I'm like, what the hell was that? Now, if you know me, there's no way. I don't see color. I don't see people. I see souls. If you have one, that's another message. But that's what I see. I see souls. So I don't see color and all that other stuff like that, right? So that's what threw me off. And I was like, wait a minute. And then I'm like, okay, I only know one person who I hear say that all the time. And that was the the father figure, right? So I'm like, he's the only one I ever hear say that like all the time. And I'm like, I've been around people who say stupid stuff all the time, and it does not get on because I don't agree with it. So I don't pick it up because I don't agree with it. So I don't let it enter my field, right? So I'm like, so that don't make sense. And I'm sitting there trying to process what's going on. Like this don't. Now it's like that just doesn't make sense. But I didn't have anything to realize what was going on. So now. And no, oh wait, I'm like, I didn't even address it to my, I didn't even say anything. Like, what am I going to say? I couldn't even explain what the hell was going on. So it's not like I could say something. So I'm like, hey, I knew him long enough. I'm like, well, at this point, I'm like, you can think what you want. I really don't care what people think. So, but if he had an issue, he could have said something, and I would have said, would have discussed it. But, he didn't say anything. I was too busy processing what the hell was going on, which I couldn't put my finger on. This is like I said, it's at the beginning of my journey. So this is before I was aware of being spiritually attacked and having energy siphoned from me and all these other things, right? But this is how it was being done. So I didn't have any idea that it was possible for people who, like I said, there are individuals who know energy. And you know how energy works. So if you know how energy works and you practice just like going to the gym, you work your muscle long enough, you work all this manipulation and dark energy crap long enough, then you know how to do things, right? Now, usually you're taught this stuff in these different organizations and all that other stuff. That's how people learn this stuff. But anyway, so people are able to astral project into others' energetic field. Now, this is against spiritual law, so this has heavy karma attached to it. But when you're doing stuff like this is against spiritual law. So people will astral project into your energetic field and just basically sit there and meld, basically combine with your energy and claim your energy. Now, in order for this to work properly, how they want it to work, they typically will make sure you're let's say you're happy and they want to be happy because they don't know how to access how you can be happy, blah, blah, whatever the case may be, right? They remove your happiness to make sure you're unhappy, and now they access your happiness. And as long as they can keep you unhappy, they can access your happiness and feed off of it. That's how it works. They're trading something that you got that they want. So I was being kept in a low vibration because, like I said, I'm naturally full of love, happiness, peace, the way I see the world, the way I interact with people, everything, right? And if others don't have access to that, if you do have access to it, you just have to do your own inner work instead of siphoning off for other people. But so people attach to that and they'll siphon that energy off of you. And now, this is how I found out. Now let's fast forward to, let's say maybe about a year ago. Now I've been on my journey for a while by this time, right? About a year ago. So I've been on my journey for a little while, since about 2019. And so about a year ago, you're talking 2024, right? So I meditate heavy. And around this time, now I know physically, because I meditate so much, now I put myself in isolation. And when you go to isolation, which I recommend for everyone, so you can understand your energy. What's your energy? Then all these thoughts start arising. I don't believe in that. Where the hell does this come from? Then this and that. So you start detaching from all of that stuff. But it's going to come up, and it is not pleasant at all. So this is why those individuals siphon from others, because they don't want to do the work. Because that stuff sucks. Yeah, it sucks. But guess what? When it's gone, it's gone. And that thing you're trying to steal, you can have it yourself all the time. Just do the work. But I will continue. So that's what they do. They attach and they siphon. So because I meditate so much, and because I've isolated all these different energies and got rid of this is not mine, that ain't mine, you can take that back, this ain't mine. And so I know what my energy feels like. So now I'm meditating, right? So I'm meditating this one particular day, and I'm meditating and I'm I'm in my zone. Then I feel someone enter my energetic field. I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm like, who the hell is that? Now, by this time, I've already been spiritually attacked so much, right? So I've already, whatever entities were sent my way, daemons. So, and they were negative entities because they attacked me. So after I learned how to defend myself and I learned that, hey, okay, you coming into my field, then I convert their energy to positive energy. That's in a whole nother message. But so I've learned to defend myself spiritually when people enter my field trying to do stupid stuff. So this time I felt somebody enter my field. So, but it wasn't aggressive. It was like, I didn't know what it was. I'm like, what is this? So I'm like, okay, let me just see. I'm going to observe. And I realized, okay, that's what it was. Then I understood at that point because I sat there and I observed. I'm like, okay, so it's people from the past, same people who were trying to siphon from all the time, right? Thinking that they could still have access to my energy. So they entered my energy, tried to attach to my vibration, but my vibration is too high. They can't even contain that energy within their body. So trying to attach it, I'm like, that's what it was. I'm like, that's what, and then I understood. So that's what it was. So the father figure, basically all throughout childhood, that's what it is. So, and the access point that a lot of people established was through fear. So that was the whole purpose of the fear, to get me to fear. And that was the access point into my energy. And they've already had that access point. So they just continue to use that access point until I figured out what was what. And like I said, planning my energy helps me understand where the gaps are at. So I'm like, okay, oh, that's how you know, okay. So then I started fixing things, plugging those little holes up. So everything that happens, you might not understand right away. Like I said, that happened at what? Maybe 2017, 2018, somewhere around that time. 2017, that's around that time I want to say that event happened. And I did not understand what happened until 2024. So basically, I had to let it go. I let things go because I know they're going to resurface. I might not understand. I'm like, I kept a log of it, and because I questioned everything, and my curiosity would not let me just something happens, and I'm not going to question it and figure out what was that. Like that's just not going to happen. If something weird or strange happens in my environment, I'm going to notice because I notice everything. Now, even when I notice things. That's what messed a lot of individuals up in my life, because I'm curious and I know you're going to lie, and I'm very good at reading people. So I used to just observe people and find out what is your thing. But a lot of people confuse that with, oh, he's a sucker, he's naive. And I'm like actually watching these individuals and I'm like, you really think I'm this dumb, huh? I'm like, wow, okay. But this is like I'm like, I just observe people a lot. I'm like, wow. I'm like, what are you seeing? Because I'm trying to figure out what are they seeing? Because I'm like, I think I'm pretty smart. So I'm like, it confused me for a very long time. I'm like, I understand what it is now. But I was like, what is going on? Because I'm like, I could just observe people doing stupid stuff. I'm like, do you think I don't see what you're doing? But it was very funny to me. But this particular time, I didn't understand it because this was something totally different for me. This is totally spiritually, and I wasn't tapped into energy as I am now. So that's why I stress on every message, everything is energy. And once you not just believe what I'm telling you in these messages, I don't want nobody to believe anything I say. I want them to do exactly as I did. I heard information and I tried it for myself. And the things I'm telling you in these messages are for you to try. That's it. I'm not telling you to believe anything. Don't believe anything I say. Try it. And when you try it consistently, with discipline, with no cheats and all this other stuff. No, do it. And then when you start to see the effect, you're like, okay, I can't deny it. And that's where you want to be. You want to understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. I don't want you to believe what I'm saying, because if you simply just believe it, you don't have to look for any evidence, and it's going to keep you in the same trap that you're currently in now. Oh, okay, this is what it is. All right, cool. I believe it. No, don't believe it, because then you don't look for any more evidence. You don't need for any more proof, because you believe it. Don't believe it. Understand it. In order for you to understand it, you need to go through it and be, okay, now I get it. That's what he meant. I have that so many times because I always look for something to understand it. Don't judge it. Look to understand it. But I just wanted to add that in there with my little story. I wanted to explain that one a little bit more, definitely in detail. And yeah, so as always, I hope that you got something out of this message, besides the fact that you think I'm racist. If you got that out of this message, then you just totally on the wrong channel. So, and that's why I'm very transparent on everything I've been through. I'm not going to hide anything, because the lesson is in the story, and I have to tell the story how it is. And I know, like I said, as I put out these messages, I understand why I was told to put out these messages, because I'm detailed in what I do, and I'm just going to tell it how it is. And I don't care if you like it, don't like it, because the people who resonate with it will resonate with it. Those who have ears to hear will hear. Those who don't, they won't. They'll hear. Those who don't have the ears to hear will heard that, oh, this dude's racist. Yeah, that's what some people are going to hear, because it goes against what they already believe. And when your ego, your mind wants you trapped in that same story, because believe it's feeding off of you, and so are other things feeding off of you. In order for it to continue to feed off you, you have to stay trapped in this little world, this little bubble, this little box that has been created for you, to make you a perfect little snack. So I'm just trying to open up that box so you don't have to be a snack anymore. But it's up to you. And I'm going to leave it there. And as always, if you got anything from this section, you hit the like and subscribe, and I'll check in the next message.